Sheldon Adelson, fascinating turn of events. Wall Street Journal is quoting inside sources that are close to Adelson saying he's going to continue to give money to Gingrich. Why? Because he thinks Gingrich can still win? Now, he thinks, well, maybe he could, and that sounds lovely, but that's not his main purpose. Apparently, according to the Wall Street Journal, he continues to give money to Gingrich to make sure that he stays in the race to hurt Rick Santorum so that Mitt Romney can win. That's fascinating. Now, Adelson has already said that he doesn't mind if Mitt Romney wins, that he thinks he's a fine candidate. But apparently he does not like Rick Santorum. And I thought that's really interesting because what are Adelson's two main issues? He doesn't like unions because there's people trying to unionize his casinos. Well, Rick Santorum hates unions, check. Sheldon Adelson is a right-wing, on the issue of Israel and worried about Iran, etc. Are you kidding me? Rick Santorum is totally right-wing on Israel, says we should support them 128% or higher, right? And says we should bomb Iran yesterday. So that's fascinating. So I was thinking about it, and I read into the Wall Street Journal piece and trying to find a reason why he doesn't like Santorum. The only thing they came up with was Adelson doesn't like Santorum's position on being anti-abortion, that he thinks he's a little too evangelical there. And I was like, oh, I got it. Because that's not the real reason. Because Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney, if you believe them, their current position is just as quote-unquote pro-life, anti-abortion, however you want to call it, as Rick Santorum. Certainly Newt Gingrich, no question about it. He thinks there should be a constitutional amendment that's, for pro-life position immediately. He'd sign it on day one, minute one. So that's not Adelson's beef. The evangelical thing is. That's interesting, right? I think that Adelson didn't like it when Rick Santorum said that we need a Jesus candidate. Because Adelson's not Christian. I don't blame him. I didn't like that either, right? And I think that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And in this country, we shouldn't have a presidential candidate talking about how there should be a candidate from Jesus or representing Jesus. You're supposed to represent all of us. So apparently that cut a little too close to the bone, and Adelson's like, yeah, let's make sure it's not that guy. Now, Adelson doesn't decide the race. Of course, money's a huge factor, and he's got a lot of it, and it's already influenced the race. But Mitt Romney has a ton of money, and Santorum has his own backers. But it was an interesting little drama within the race there. And again, it's the Wall Street Journal reporting it. And they're certainly not going to throw Adelson or the Republicans under a bus. So there you have it. Fascinating.